We have had a new fault code. We plugged in the iCarSoft OBD reader and it came up with a low pressure injector issue. Now this sensor isn't something that's been talked about that much on YouTube, certainly, and the only reason I came across this as a potential fix for the vehicle was because the guys at LR Parts basically said, well, we used to sell loads of those sensors on LR3s and for Discovery 3s, so there's a good chance it could be that. But when they looked, they didn't have any, and that's because their supplier had just stopped doing them. Now, you can buy these very cheaply on the internet for about 20 quid, but they're aftermarket and they're not a great quality part. And what you might find is if you replace it with one of those, it won't make any difference and you'll just think that you've got a different issue and this hasn't rectified it. If you put your hand in your pocket and just spend 80 quid on one of these OE sensors, I'm almost willing to put money on the fact that it will transform the way your vehicle drives. Just behind there is our fuel rail, and you've got the fuel rail sensor. Engine's still a bit warm, but I think we're okay. So I think it's like a 26mm, so it's quite a big size, so we've had to use an adjustable, but there's a little release clip on here, so just hopefully that'll come off easily enough. Yep. Crack that off. It's threading in okay. Right, I've just removed the plastic housing from around the battery just to try and give me a bit more room. I'm in. Right. Did that. Okay. That should be plenty tight enough. A bit more room now, I can put this back on. We're done. We've replaced the sensor. I'm going to start the vehicle now just to make sure we're not losing any fuel. Should have some fuel pressure now. Yep. So the reason I know this is working is because since we fitted the new sensor, we've been getting an MPG of 22 to the gallon, which is what you should be getting, apparently, talking to some of the other guys, out of a Discovery 3. Now, beforehand, I was getting like 32 to the gallon. That just goes to show that I was basically starving the engine of fuel. And that's why I was getting those codes of the injectors not receiving enough pressure, because they just didn't have the fuel for it. But now we fitted the OE sensor for the fuel rail pressure sensor. We're getting proper readings on MPG. We're getting no smoke. We're getting massive power, and we're limp-free mode now for 27 days. And I'll put a link in the description below as how you can get one of these OE parts yourself.